That's Coach. That's KD. I'm the Devo. We're here to talk all things Leafs. You're in the offensive zone. Your place for Leafs hockey. All right, we're going to break here. I want everyone to take a look at what Sheldon Keefe had to say last night in the post game. I'm going to run that up right now.
Yeah, concern for sure. I mean, it's not the way we wanted it to go. You know, we talked a ton about protecting our goaltender, making it harder to get to our net. And, they score 2 goals where they're, in alone on our goalie. So that's got to stop. We can't allow those, and we gave up a bunch more later in the game. There's a number of times where we're just flat out just getting beaten. The second one here tonight was, an egregious line change at the end of a very long shift on our own end. Those things happen sometimes, but our situational awareness in that moment's got to be a lot better.
Okay, so after watching that, one of the biggest issues, or one of the things we've heard as Leafs fans listening to Keefe all year, and if anyone watched the big special on Amazon, you heard him saying it over and over behind the scenes as well. Right? Well, he says 2 words. One's the F word, and then he says the S word, and that's structure. And I don't know how many times, if it was a drinking game, no one would be awake anymore. He's been going structure, and I think a lot of people might have a hard time understanding exactly what he's trying to say. But if you notice what the Leafs have been trying to do this year, more than any other year, I think they tried it a bit with Babcock as well, is they are trying to pinch on the half boards in the offensive zone with the defenseman. And if the defenseman doesn't sell out on that pinch, you got a solid breakout coming with speed the other way. And if the weak side forward doesn't get into the neutral zone and cut that pass off, you got speed coming out the other way into the neutral zone. And that has been the problem. They can't stop the rush coming against it. You heard Sheldon there talking about how they were even running the goalie. They came in over and over and over and over again. Beyond that, if you take those odd man rushes out, they didn't really have any sustained pressure against the Leafs. All the damage last night was caused off the rush for them. And it all boils down to this. If that pinch play is successful, if that structure is sound, the Leafs will enjoy far more offensive zone time. That means more opportunities to score. So, it's interesting, but I think when they're talking about structure, it's about first you got to sell out for that play, and then everyone else has to be there. Kev, you talked earlier about 15 not really doing much, and one of the hard parts he's had with this structure is when the pinch is there, he's got to be back covering that defenseman, and he's not. I don't know how many times on his line the play is just down the ice, and he's one of the quicker guys on the team, and he's always chasing it. What are your thoughts on that, Coach?
Well, 15's garbage, but so that's not entirely his fault. Let me break it down. By the way, every team in the league pinches, okay, and it's an automatic pinch. It's a read. And so there's 2 aspects to this read. And the Leafs, when they do it well, they keep sustained pressure. They were the top team last year scoring 5-on-5 because of this, really. The read is 2 things. Number 1, is the winger, the offside winger, high? Or it could be the center. Is there a forward high? If all 3 guys are deep, you can't pinch regardless. You have to back out. So I'm a D. I can see the whole play. I can see the whole zone. And I'm going to pinch on these boards. That there has to be someone high there. If there isn't, I can't go. If there is someone there, then my second read is, can I get there so it's a 50-50? If I'm 3 strides from that guy as he takes the puck, I'm done. It's no man's land. I can't go. So can I get there roughly around the time the puck gets there? If those 2 things are in place, you go every time. Now, the Leafs got into trouble a little bit last night in the third because you got to go less than 50-50, right? You got to go try and make something happen because you're down. But in general, those are the 2 reads. So it's not just that guy. That winger has to be high. And when that happens, it's great. You play a team against like Carolina, they don't give a shit if you're going to pinch or not. You know why? Their wingers take off. They take off and they go post up at the far blue line. And they fire a slap shot at that guy and he tips it in. They weren't on the rush much at all. They don't need to be. They're a heavy forechecking team. They just want to get it out of dodge, get it down below your goal line and go wear you out. They're huge. But most of the time, like Chicago, they were behind the net, winger on the boards. We got a pinch there, but the structure has to be in place. I'm right with you, Mike.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a problem too. Is that they just have not been getting control of the puck and the puck down low in the offensive zone anyway. So when you try and make that read without having the puck deep and your wingers and your center not in a position yet and flat-footed or caught in a bad spot or turning the puck over, now the defensemen are in a bad spot. And we just naturally in hockey you love to pick on the D, but I would say over the last 10 or 15 years of Leaf insanity or treachery or horror shows or whatever that is, a lot of the problem rests in the forwards. Turning the puck over, making bad mistakes there, and leaving your defenseman out on a line. So I mean, it goes hand in hand. Like I think there's been some bad reads by the D for sure, but the forwards are putting them in a bad spot more time than not, and I think that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, thanks, Katie.